Oh my God, I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy of this. Ah, 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 ah. Hello everyone, I'm Thomas Gudmundsen, aka North Star, and welcome to this segment on 50 years of the Bulova Lunar pilot. 50 years have passed since Commander Dave Scott was equipped with the Bulova chronograph 88510, and it inevitably became a part of history. Now, the timepiece itself got a lot of attention when it was auctionized in 2015, yielding an astonishing amount of 1.6 million US dollars. In 2016, Bulova bestowed upon us to revive this incredible and most interesting piece of space exploration history. And guys, if you want to buy, now is the time, because prices on the Apollo 15, prices on the Bulova lunar pilot are going up. They are not coming down. And this is all due to the fact that the Omega Speedmaster Moonwatch has increasingly become an off-limits timepiece, which means that in the future a vast number of watch enthusiasts won't be able to have a Moonwatch of their own. And this is the reason why that you should really consider buying the Bulova lunar pilot before prices go up. And they will inevitably go up. But this is not the only reason. There's so many other reasons. You cannot deny the history of Apollo 15. And it's fun to own a piece of space exploration, a successful tool of space exploration. And lastly, it's a great watch. It's just a great watch. When it first came out on Battleworld in 2016, most watch connoisseurs would agree that it was a cool piece. It was widely received as a very interesting and appealing timepiece. But nevertheless, it would never become a must-have among watch connoisseurs, despite the fact that owning an actual real exploration tool for only little money would be considered quite a curiosity. People at the time seemed to be more interested in DC Marvel timepieces and Batman chronographs from Undone Watch Company. In many ways, this soon-to-be classic is more testimony, an attestation on watch snob stupidity. At the time, most watch collectors were caught up in the Omega Speedmaster hype and hysteria, and only very few people gave it a serious thought that they now actually had the opportunity, for only very little money, of owning one of the most coolest space exploration timepieces ever made in history. Hell, the fact that this esoteric timepiece first emerged into public awareness after decades as the Forgotten Moonwatch only makes it more interesting. But now, as Omega Speedmasters are becoming more pricey and unobtainable, one starts to see prices go up as well with this other Moonwatch. So throughout the past 5 years, since the launch of this technological marvel, the criticism has been very pronounced. It's too big, it's a quartz, I don't like the glass, it's not the original dial layout, and the thing is that it's becoming a classic. It's inevitably becoming a classic, and for a very still affordable amount, you can actually acquire this piece of space exploration history. But regardless of the alteration of the dial layout, the fact that it was fitted with a quartz movement, they changed the subdials. Now, regardless of all this, you should really see it. You should perceive this timepiece as the upgraded version of the original Bulova chronograph prototype, and because it was still a prototype, and nevertheless it proved to be a successful prototype. And when Dave Scott came back to Earth, well, they didn't manage to press on with the project. But despite all of that, you should really see this as the upgraded version of the original piece. Now, this is probably how it would have looked like had Bulova been supplied with proper feedback from the commander. And this is how you should perceive it, as a new upgraded version of the 1971 chronograph. And had Commander Dave Scott been given the choice for yet another lunar mission, because he never went on another lunar mission due to the postal cover incident. Now, had he been given the choice, and had they renewed the version with this upgraded 2016 version, he would have said yes. He would have taken this watch with him to yet another successful lunar mission. So that's how you should see it, guys, as the upgraded version of the 1971 prototype. Now, from the very outset, I was very impressed with the readability of the dial. This is by far the most readable dial, except from the Omega Speedmaster Moonwatch itself, that I have ever seen. While comparing the renewed subdial layout from that of the original prototype, one will get to see that Bulova has chosen to retain the left-hand side 1 hour subdial with that of the original, leaving the left-hand side exactly the same as that on the original prototype. On the right-hand side, however, Bulova has replaced the 1/2 hour subdial with a far more useful 1/10 subdial. While looking at the bottom, Bulova has replaced the once 12-hour subdial with a minute subdial. Mind that Omega Speedmaster Moonwatch offers exactly the same feature on its left-hand side subdial, which also offers the exact same type of second subdial or minute subdial. I no longer see any reason to be displeased with the renewed subdial layout, since you will find a 1/10 subdial far more useful with the requirements of precision in connection with timing of engine bursts and other high precision requirements. In a similar manner, one will also find a 12-hour subdial less useful than a second subdial, hence the reason why one rather should view the renewed subdial layout as. So word has it that Dave Scott was contacted by Bulova a couple of months prior to the Lunar mission, where he was asked to take the prototype with him to see how it would fare in space on the lunar surface. Well, it proved that it fared quite well, didn't it? But I guess the story itself is very plausible, because I mean, you can't just contact an astronaut 2 months prior to a space mission and make him bring with him unauthorized material. But Bulova was evidently back then a deep state company. It was run by military. Some of its associates were CIA. So the story to me sounds very plausible, that this is really made by some people who had some leverage, who were able to pull some strings, evidently, if you are a company run by the CIA. So anyhow, Dave Scott was asked to bring with him the prototype. It fared well, it became a success. Came back to Earth, made the splashdown. Then why didn't they proceed? Why didn't they press on with the project? Well, it just so happens that the entire Apollo 15 crew got caught up in the postal cover incident, and of other unauthorized material, they have also brought with them a great number of postal covers, for which they had been handsomely paid. They had to return the money later on. But anyhow, they got caught up in this unauthorized undertaking, and NASA took it out on Bulova, withholding the name of Bulova for several years to come, because commercial interests were suddenly under threat. And anyhow, Commander Dave Scott didn't feel compelled to give Bulova any feedback on how the prototype had fared, and hence the entire project was never continued. But what an amazing, compelling story this is. A long-lost, forgotten moonwatch suddenly emerging to the surface, becoming another iconic piece made available for common laymen, like simple people like us, who suddenly can acquire a real space tool, the real space exploration tool made available by Bulova. What a godsend. I mean, you just gotta be thankful for such an opportunity. So from my perspective, it's inevitably becoming a classic. It's inevitably becoming a sought-after collectible, and I think that we have all been very blessed that we have been given the opportunity of acquiring such a space exploration piece of history for a very little amount of money. Anyhow, you cannot deny the history of Apollo 15. This piece should be perceived, should be viewed as the upgraded version of the original Bulova Lunar pilot prototype, and it will always be the Apollo 15